Do not move, do not scroll. You did not arrive here by accident, and this moment is not random. I am speaking to you now because the timing is exact, measured, intentional. I am God, and I have sent my warrior, Archangel Michael, to stand beside this word as it is released. Something is already in motion while you are listening, and if you leave too early, you will miss the confirmation meant to settle your spirit. Stay with me until the end, because what is unfolding now has been waiting for this precise second. You have felt the interruption, that quiet pull that told you to stop. That was not curiosity. That was alignment. Heaven does not shout without reason, and it does not interrupt without purpose. I am breaking through the noise because your name has been spoken in places you cannot see. While others think nothing is happening, I tell you the truth. Movement has already begun. Even now, someone is being stirred, nudged, repositioned by my hand to bless you in secret. They may not fully understand why they are thinking of you, why your name keeps returning to their mind, but I do. Michael stands ready, sword drawn, guarding what is being released so it reaches you untouched. I know how long you have waited. I know how many times you wondered if you were forgotten. I saw every silent tear, every moment you stayed strong when no one noticed. That is why this first word must be clear. This is not late. This is not delayed. This is right on time. What I am doing now could not have happened earlier because you were still being shaped. What is coming requires the version of you that exists now, not the one you were before the breaking, before the refining, before the stretching. Stay here. Keep watching. Something more is coming, and you must hear it. Archangel Michael says to you now, I have been dispatched because resistance tried to form against this release, but it will not stand. What God has approved cannot be blocked. What he has spoken cannot be reversed. The blessing being prepared is quiet because it is protected. It is hidden because it is sacred. Not everything God sends arrives with noise. Some miracles arrive wrapped in secrecy so they cannot be intercepted. Feel that stillness in your chest right now. That is not emotion. That is confirmation. This message is finding you at the threshold. You are between what was and what is about to be revealed. That pressure you feel, that sense that something is about to shift, is not imagination. It is alignment. Heaven is adjusting circumstances, timing, and people so that when the blessing arrives, you will know it could only have come from me. Do not rush this moment. Do not skip ahead. The next parts of this message will explain what is being moved, why it must come secretly, and how you are meant to receive it. Before you go any further, respond in faith. Type Amen in the comments to seal your attention and agreement. Then like this message, not for the platform, but as a signal of expectancy. Stay until the end. More is being revealed, and what comes next is crucial. This is only the beginning, and what is coming is closer than you think. Listen carefully and do not let your attention drift. I am God, and I am speaking again because the movement you sensed in the last moment is real, and it is continuing even now. While you are reading these words, conversations are being redirected, thoughts are being interrupted, and decisions are being quietly influenced by my hand. You do not see it yet because I am working behind the curtain, but understand this clearly. Unseen does not mean inactive. Heaven is not waiting. Heaven is moving. There are approvals happening in silence. Doors are unlocking without announcement. Hearts are being softened without explanation. I am doing this deliberately because if I revealed everything at once, it would overwhelm you. You asked for confirmation, and this is it. You asked if anything was happening, and I answer you now. Yes. Someone with the ability to help you, support you, open a way, or release provision is being guided right now. They believe the idea is theirs. They think the timing is coincidence, but I am the one placing your name in their spirit again and again. Archangel Michael speaks beside me. I am watching over these movements. I am guarding the pathway so nothing interferes. There were forces that tried to delay, confuse, or distract, but they are being pushed back. You have felt opposition before, moments where things almost worked and then suddenly stopped. That pattern is breaking now. This time the movement is steady. This time it is protected. What is being arranged is not fragile, it is fortified. I need you to hear this next part clearly. The blessing forming is not public because it is personal. It is not loud because it is intentional. If others knew too early, they would question it, interfere with it, or try to claim credit for it. That is why I am doing this quietly. I am teaching you that not every breakthrough announces itself before arrival. Some arrive gently, suddenly, undeniably, leaving no doubt it was me. You have been trained by disappointment to expect delay, to brace yourself, to assume it will take longer than promised. But I am telling you now, the pace is changing. What was slow is accelerating. What required effort before will now require trust. Do not sabotage this movement with fear. Do not talk yourself out of expectancy. Stay present. Stay receptive. Stay until the end, because each part of this message is aligning you with what is already in motion. Feel your body right now. Notice the subtle warmth, the heaviness, the calm, or even the tension releasing. These are not random sensations. They are signals. They are evidence that your spirit recognizes truth before your mind catches up. Michael stands firm, sword lowered but ready, because the path is clearing. Resistance is thinning. The way forward is being secured step by step. I'm not asking you to chase this blessing. I am asking you to stay aligned while it comes to you. You do not need to force, convince, or prove anything. You only need to remain open and obedient. The person being moved does not need pressure from you. They need obedience to me. And that obedience is happening now. Do not leave yet. Do not assume you have heard enough. The next section will reveal why this movement is connected to your past waiting and what this release is meant to change permanently in your life. Before you continue, take a moment and type "I receive" in the comments as an act of agreement. Like this message to mark this moment. Stay with me. What is coming next will make everything clearer, and it is closer than you realize. I am still speaking. Do not step away now, because what I am about to reveal explains why the movement you cannot see yet is so specific and so deliberate. I am God, and I do not stir hearts randomly. I do not whisper names without intention. There is a person, known to me, positioned in your life's orbit, and at this very moment their spirit is being pressed. They are feeling an unusual urgency, a pull they cannot fully explain. That pull is obedience. That pull is assignment, and it is connected directly to you. Archangel Michael speaks now with clarity and authority. I see this person clearly. I see their hesitation, their questions, their internal debate. I also see the hand of God resting heavy upon their decision. They were not planning to act yet. They were not planning to give, to help, to open a door, or to speak your name. But heaven has interrupted their timeline. What was scheduled for later has been pulled forward. What they meant to ignore has become persistent. This is not emotional impulse. This is divine pressure. Understand this. The blessing being prepared is not generic. It is tailored. That is why it requires a specific vessel. God is not sending this through crowds or systems first. He is sending it through a person whose heart he can trust. That is also why it is happening in secret. If this were exposed too early, pride, fear, or outside voices could interfere. So God shields it in silence until the moment of release is secure. You may be tempted to doubt this because you do not see messages yet, calls yet, evidence yet. But I tell you, movement does not require your awareness to continue. It only requires my authority. The same God who moved kings without announcing it to the prophets is moving now on your behalf. Michael stands guard, ensuring that hesitation does not turn into disobedience, that fear does not cancel action. The decision is narrowing. The window is tightening. The maybe is becoming a now. There is a reason this is happening after what you endured. The waiting trained your discernment. The silence refined your trust. The moments you thought were wasted were actually conditioning you to receive without panic and without misuse. What is coming is not meant to rescue you temporarily, it is meant to reposition you permanently. That is why it must arrive through alignment, not chaos. Feel that tightening in your chest, that sense of anticipation mixed with calm. That is your spirit recognizing proximity. You are not reaching for something far away. This is near. This is close. This is unfolding while you listen. Do not dismiss this moment as inspiration. Inspiration fades. Alignment remains. This is alignment. Archangel Michael says, remain still in your spirit. Do not announce what God has not yet revealed publicly. Silence on your part keeps the channel clear. There are forces that thrive on premature exposure, but they have no authority here. I am standing between you and interference. What is meant to reach you will reach you intact. Do not scroll away. Do not disengage. The next part will reveal why this person was chosen and what role you must play to receive without delay. Before you continue, seal this moment. Type "IT is happening" in the comments as an act of agreement. Like this message to mark your alignment. Stay until the end. Something more is coming, and it is already closer than you think. Do not question the quietness of what I am doing. I am God, and I choose secrecy when protection is required. What is forming for you could not survive noise. That is why it is being carried in silence. Many of the greatest shifts in your life were born quietly, and this one is no different. If this blessing were announced too early, it would attract opinions, jealousy, interference, and delay. I am shielding it because it matters that much. You must understand this now. Secrecy is not denial. Silence is not absence. I am not hiding this from you. I am hiding it for you. What is being released carries weight, and weight requires containment. This is why the person being moved to bless you has not spoken yet. This is why no visible signal has appeared. I am keeping it covered until the exact moment it can land safely in your hands. Archangel Michael speaks with firmness. I have been assigned to enforce this covering. There are eyes that are not meant to see this yet. There are ears that are not meant to hear about it yet. I stand at the boundary, sword lifted, blocking premature exposure. Not every miracle is meant for public witness. Some are covenant moments between God and his chosen. This is one of them. You have lived long enough to know that when people speak too soon, things collapse. When plans are shared before they are sealed, confusion enters. That is why I instructed you to stay quiet during certain seasons. That is why answers seemed delayed. I was not withholding, I was preserving. The blessing coming to you now requires maturity, restraint, and trust. And you have been trained for this, even when you did not realize it. Hear this carefully. The secret blessing is not small. If it were small, it would not need protection. The reason it must arrive quietly is because it will shift your position, not just your mood. It will change how others relate to you. It will alter your trajectory, and not everyone is prepared to witness that transition in real time. So I move discreetly, efficiently, decisively. Feel the calm settling over you now. That calm is not passivity, it is readiness. When you no longer feel the need to announce what you are waiting for, you are close to receiving it. This is why I am asking you to stay present, to remain attentive, to resist the urge to rush ahead. Timing matters. Silence matters. Obedience matters. Archangel Michael says, guard your mouth and your spirit in this hour. Do not explain what God has not yet unveiled. Do not seek validation from people who were not assigned to this season. The one being moved to bless you is responding to God alone, not to pressure, not to persuasion. Any interference now could slow what is already accelerating. Do not leave yet. The next section will reveal how your past obedience unlocked this level of protection, and why this blessing is connected to a permanent shift, not a temporary relief. Before you continue, type "I trust your timing" in the comments, like this message as a sign of agreement. Stay with me. What is coming next will confirm why the silence was necessary, and it is closer than you think. I'm not ignoring your past questions. I am God, and I have heard every one of them. I saw the moments when you obeyed without understanding, when you waited without explanation, when you watched others move ahead while you were told to remain still. You thought those pauses were punishment. They were not. They were protection. They were positioning. They were preparation for what is now being released. What you experienced as delay was actually restraint. If I had allowed certain doors to open earlier, you would have entered them without the strength, wisdom, or clarity you carry now. Some opportunities you wanted would have drained you. Some connections you prayed for would have limited you. That is why I slowed things down. I was not denying you. I was defending you from outcomes you were not meant to carry. Archangel Michael speaks with certainty. I saw the moments when frustration tried to turn into doubt. I saw the pressure to compromise, to settle, to accept less than what God promised. Each time you chose integrity, patience, or silence instead of reaction, something was recorded. Those records matter. They are why I am standing with authority now. Obedience gave me legal ground to clear what once resisted you. You must understand this clearly now. What is coming could not be trusted to the version of you that existed before the waiting. That version would have rushed, over-explained, overshared, or underestimated the weight of the blessing. The waiting refined you. It taught you restraint. It taught you discernment. It taught you how to hold something valuable without needing immediate validation. That is why heaven can now move without fear of loss. Think back to the moments you wanted to quit, when you felt unseen, when you asked me quietly if it was worth continuing. Every one of those moments mattered. They shaped your capacity. They widened your endurance. They strengthened your spirit. You are not receiving now because you asked louder. You are receiving because you stayed faithful when nothing seemed to change. Feel the shift happening in you right now. There is less urgency, less desperation, less striving. That is not you giving up. That is you becoming ready. Blessings that last do not attach to panic. They attach to stability. They attach to trust. They attach to maturity. This is why I can release this quietly and confidently. You will not misuse it. You will not lose it. You will not betray the purpose tied to it. Archangel Michael says, the delays that once frustrated you are now forming a shield around what is being delivered. Nothing wasted can touch this. No past mistake has authority here. No old cycle can reclaim you. The season has changed, and the rules have changed with it. What once took effort will now respond to alignment. Do not reinterpret your history through disappointment anymore. Reinterpret it through preparation. You were not forgotten. You were being fortified. And now, because of that fortification, someone is being moved to bless you without announcement, without obligation, without pressure. They are responding to God, not to circumstance. Stay with me. Do not disengage now. The next part will show you how this preparation connects to an identity shift that others will notice, even if they do not understand it. Before you continue, type "it was not wasted" in the comments, like this message as an act of recognition. Stay until the end. What is coming next will make your past make sense, and it is closer than you think. I am speaking to who you are becoming, not who you used to be. I am God, and this moment marks a shift in identity that began quietly but is now taking root. You are no longer positioned as the one waiting at the edge, hoping to be noticed. You are being recognized in the spirit as chosen, prepared, and trusted. This is why the movement happening now feels different. It is not about catching a break. It is about stepping into alignment with who you have already become. You may not have announced this change, but heaven has recorded it. The way you respond now is not how you responded before. The way you process delay, silence, and uncertainty has matured. That is the sign of identity transition. When you no longer need constant reassurance, you are ready for greater responsibility. And what is coming carries responsibility as much as it carries blessing. Archangel Michael speaks with clarity. I see the shift around you. The atmosphere that once treated you as optional no longer has authority. You are being repositioned from overlooked to selected. That is why some connections faded. That is why certain doors closed without explanation. Those environments could not hold the version of you that is emerging. This separation was not rejection, it was elevation. You are entering a season where your presence will carry weight even when you say nothing. People will feel something they cannot explain. Opportunities will come to you instead of you chasing them. This is not because you became louder, but because you became anchored. Identity rooted in God does not need performance. It moves with quiet authority. Do not be surprised if people who once ignored you now pay attention, or if those who once had access no longer do. Identity shifts always change access. Not everyone who knew the old version of you is permitted to walk with the new one. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You are being entrusted with something that requires discernment in relationships as much as faith in God. Feel the internal settling happening now. That is not withdrawal, it is grounding. You are no longer trying to prove your worth. You are no longer rushing to explain yourself. That urgency has lifted because you know, even without words, that you are seen. This internal knowing is what allows heaven to release external confirmation without fear of distortion. Archangel Michael says, "Stand steady." Do not shrink back into old patterns when new favor begins to appear. Identity shifts are tested at the moment of manifestation. When the blessing arrives quietly, receive it calmly. When recognition comes unexpectedly, respond with humility, not surprise. You are prepared for this. The person being moved to bless you will sense this maturity. They will feel safe releasing what God instructs them to give because they will recognize stability in you. This is why the identity shift had to happen before the blessing. Without it, the weight would overwhelm you. With it, the blessing will fit. Do not disengage now. The next part will reveal how unseen resistance is being handled and why you no longer need to fight battles you once faced. Before you continue, type "I am stepping into who I am" in the comments. Like this message as a sign of acceptance. Stay until the end. Something greater is unfolding and you are ready for it. Remain attentive. Do not assume the struggle you felt before still has authority now. I am God, and I am addressing what you could not see but often felt. There were battles happening beyond your awareness, resistance forming the moment progress tried to appear. That is why certain things stalled suddenly, why momentum sometimes vanished without explanation. It was not weakness on your part, it was warfare, and that warfare is being resolved now. Archangel Michael speaks with command. I have been active in this assignment longer than you realize. Every time something tried to rise against your obedience, I was authorized to intervene. Some delays were not about timing, they were about containment. Certain forces could not be allowed to access what was being prepared for you. That is why clearance had to happen before release. That clearance is happening now. You are no longer required to fight the way you once did. You do not need to defend yourself, explain yourself, or exhaust yourself trying to push doors open. The battles that drained you were not meant to be won by effort alone. They required authority. That authority has now been issued. What once resisted you is losing permission to interfere. Feel the difference. There is less tension, less need to react. That is because the pressure has shifted away from you. When heaven takes over a battle, your role changes from striving to standing. You are not retreating, you are being repositioned. The struggle is no longer in front of you. It is being handled around you. Archangel Michael says, I am cutting off cycles, not just obstacles. Some resistance was generational, patterned, familiar. That is why it felt repetitive. But cycles end when authority confronts them directly. What has been removed will not regenerate. What has been broken will not return in another form. This is not temporary relief. This is structural change. Do not misinterpret this season of calm as inactivity. Silence after warfare is confirmation. The absence of conflict is evidence that something has been settled. When the noise fades, it means the opposition has been displaced. That is why the blessing can now move quietly. There is no longer a need for confrontation. The path is clear. You may notice that situations which once triggered anxiety now barely register. Conversations that once drained you now hold no weight. This is not numbness. This is authority settling into place. When you no longer react to what once controlled you, you have outgrown it. That is how you know the battle has shifted. Archangel Michael says, do not return to old weapons. Do not pick up habits of fear, overthinking, or self-defense that were only needed in previous seasons. You are not under attack now. You are under covering. Let what is being released arrive without suspicion. Trust the protection surrounding it. The one being moved to bless you will not encounter resistance on the way. Their decision will feel clear, peaceful, inevitable. That is intentional. When warfare ends, obedience becomes simple. What once required struggle now requires agreement. Stay with me. The next part will reveal how heaven is accelerating timing now that resistance has been cleared, and why the next window is crucial. Before you continue, type "the battle is not mine" in the comments. Like this message as an act of surrender. Stay until the end. What comes next explains why things are about to move faster than you expect. Stay present. Do not rush past this moment, because what I am revealing now is meant to anchor you, not excite you temporarily. I am God, and I am drawing your attention to what is happening inside you as confirmation of what is happening around you. Before evidence appears externally, alignment always registers internally. Your body, your breath, your stillness are responding before your circumstances do. You may feel a calm that does not match your situation. You may feel a weight in your chest that is not anxiety but awareness. You may feel warmth, heaviness, or an unexpected sense of peace. Do not dismiss these sensations. They are not imagination. They are signals. Your spirit is recognizing safety. Your nervous system is releasing because it no longer needs to stay on alert. That is how you know something has shifted. Archangel Michael speaks clearly. These sensations are not emotional reactions. They are confirmations of coverage. When danger is removed, the body responds before the mind understands. The reason you feel steadier now is because what threatened your progress no longer has proximity. I am standing watch. Nothing hostile is approaching this release. You have lived too long in survival mode. You learn to stay guarded, to expect disappointment, to prepare for resistance. That posture served you for a season, but it is not required now. What is coming does not need you tense. It needs you receptive. This is why your body is being trained to rest before your blessing arrives. Rest is not laziness. It is readiness. Notice how your breathing is slower. Notice how your thoughts are quieter. This is alignment settling in. When heaven moves ahead of you, it creates a vacuum of peace where chaos once lived. That peace is not the result of things changing yet. It is the evidence that they are already decided. Archangel Michael says, trust what you feel when it brings clarity, not confusion. Anxiety scatters, alignment centers. If what you feel brings focus, calm, and steadiness, it is not deception. It is confirmation. The enemy agitates. God stabilizes. What you are sensing now is stabilization. You are being conditioned to receive without shock. Many people lose blessings because their inner world cannot hold what arrives externally. That will not be your story. Your spirit is being strengthened quietly so that when the blessing comes, you will not panic, overreact, or sabotage it. You will receive it with gratitude and clarity. Do not rush to explain these sensations to anyone. This is between you and God. Not every confirmation needs an audience. Some confirmations are anchors meant to keep you steady when movement begins. This is one of those anchors. Stay attentive. The next part will reveal how timing is accelerating and why this inner calm is necessary for what is about to move quickly. Before you continue, acknowledge what you feel. Type "I feel the peace" in the comments, like this message as an act of awareness. Stay until the end. What comes next will connect this stillness to sudden movement, and it is closer than you think. Listen carefully, my beloved, because while your eyes rest on these words, A heart you have never controlled is being gently turned by my hand. I am speaking of the one who will bless you in secret. Not tomorrow, not someday. Even now, as you breathe, their thoughts are being interrupted. I am placing your name into moments you cannot see, into a quiet pause, into a sudden memory, into a restlessness they cannot explain. They do not yet know why they feel compelled. They only know they cannot shake it. This is not coincidence. This is alignment. I am God, and I am the Lord who moves hearts like streams of water. And I, Michael, stand beside this movement with sword lowered, clearing interference so the turning is clean. The giver's heart is softening at this very second. Walls built from fear, logic, and hesitation are loosening. I am removing every excuse they once used to delay. What was locked by uncertainty is opening by obedience. They may call it a thought. I call it instruction. Do not underestimate the silence around this blessing. Silence does not mean absence. Silence means precision. I am arranging the moment so it arrives without resistance, without announcement, without sabotage. That is why you have felt an unexplainable stillness lately. That is why the noise around you has thinned. You are being tuned to receive without fear. Stay with me. Do not scroll. This is a test of discernment. If you are still here, it is because your spirit recognizes what your mind cannot yet measure. Right now, the secret giver is remembering a promise they made, to me, not to you. They are recalling a time they were helped when no one knew. I am awakening compassion that slept under routine. Their heart is warming. If you feel pressure in your chest or a calm settling over your body, that is confirmation. Do not ignore it. Type, I receive in silence, in the comments if you feel it. This action matters more than you realize. I am aligning timing, courage, and opportunity into a single point. The thought they keep dismissing will return again and again until they obey. I will not force them, but I will persist. I am patient and I am exact. What they release will not diminish them, it will free them. And what you receive will not inflate you, it will position you. This is why I chose secrecy. Pride cannot touch what humility delivers. Michael stands guard over this exchange. No interference, no delay, no confusion will interrupt what is already approved. The blessing is not wandering. It has an address. It has your name. Stay until the end of this message, because acceleration is about to be spoken, and those who leave early miss instruction. Like this message now if you understand that unseen movements are still movements. Comment, it is aligning now to seal this moment. Keep watching. What comes next will explain why this had to happen this way, and why it had to happen now. Now I speak to you plainly, because this moment is a threshold, and thresholds require choice. This is the test you did not know you were being prepared for. Not a test of strength, not of perfection, but of attention and obedience. I am watching whether you will remain when nothing visible has changed yet. I am watching whether you will stay when your mind whispers that you can come back later. Do not deceive yourself. Later is how many blessings were missed. Stay, do not scroll away. This is not accidental timing. This is alignment revealing itself. I am God, and I see how quickly humans leave when the promise has not yet shown its proof. And I, Michael, stand with drawn sword at this gate, observing who honors instruction even when it feels simple. Staying is obedience. Staying is faith in motion. If you are still here, it is because something in you knows that departure right now would disconnect you from the flow that is building. Do not test what I am testing in you. This moment is designed to refine you. Can you remain when nothing is being demanded except presence? Can you resist the urge to rush ahead of me? Many want the outcome, but few respect the process. This pause is part of the blessing. If you leave early, you tell yourself you did not need the final instruction. And what you do not hear, you cannot act on. Stay. Something is about to be released that only lands on those who remain until the end. Feel your body. Notice your breathing. If your hands feel warm, if your chest feels full or tight, if a stillness has settled over you, that is not imagination. That is your spirit responding to authority. I am asking you now to act. Type "I stay and I trust" in the comments. This is not for me. I already know your heart. This is for you. Action locks alignment. Silence keeps doors half open. The temptation to scroll is not neutral. It is resistance disguised as distraction. You are not weak for feeling it. You are aware for overcoming it. Every time you choose to stay, you prove readiness. Every second you remain, you step deeper into timing. I am not delaying you. I am measuring you. And you are passing this test right now by being here. Michael is clearing the last fragments of doubt that cling to your thinking. He is cutting away the lie that says, if it were real, it would already have happened. No. Some things are real precisely because they are being formed beyond your sight. I do my deepest work in hidden places. What is coming next will require steadiness, not surprise. That is why I am teaching you to stay. Like this message now if you choose obedience over impulse. Comment, I will not leave early if you are committed to seeing this through. Keep watching. Do not move. Acceleration is close, and what was slow is about to respond. If you remain, you will understand why this test mattered, and why those who left will wonder how you arrived where you are going. Stay with me. Something is about to shift. What took years to form is now responding in moments. This is the shift you could not force, could not accelerate by effort, could not access by anxiety. I am God, and when I decide that a season has completed its assignment, I do not ask permission from time. I compress it. I gather what was scattered. I command momentum where stagnation once stood. And Michael stands beside this decree, enforcing it across realms you do not see, clearing lanes that were once crowded with delay. You have felt it already, a strange sense that things are loosening, that conversations are changing tone, that doors which resisted you are no longer as heavy. This is not imagination. This is acceleration. What was slow for a reason. It was being protected from premature exposure. Now the reason has been fulfilled. The resistance that once trained you has finished its work. Stay with me. Do not scroll. This next part explains why speed is now safe for you. I am aligning timing windows. They do not stay open forever, but when they open, they move quickly. You are inside one now. Decisions that used to take weeks will take hours. Responses that never came will come suddenly. Resources will shift hands faster than logic can track. This is not chaos. This is precision at velocity. Michael is cutting through backlog. Every delayed approval, every stalled answer, every withheld release is being addressed in order. Nothing is lost. Nothing is skipped. Everything is catching up. If you feel a surge of energy, a pressure behind your eyes, a calm urgency in your chest, that is confirmation. Your body recognizes acceleration before your mind understands it. Do not doubt the signal. Type "acceleration is here" in the comments to align your words with what is moving. Like this message now, not later, because timing responds to agreement. I am not rushing you, I am carrying you. Speed without alignment destroys, but speed with alignment multiplies. That is why I waited. That is why I trained you in patience. You learned how to hold steady when nothing moved. Now you will learn how to move wisely when everything does. Michael stands as governor over this pace. Nothing will overwhelm you. Nothing will outrun your capacity. The same hand that slowed the process is now advancing it. Expect sudden clarity. Expect instructions to come quickly and require immediate response. Do not delay obedience when momentum appears. When I say move, move. When I say speak, speak. When I say release, release. Hesitation belonged to the old season. This one rewards responsiveness. If you stay until the end, you will recognize the moment when speed becomes undeniable. Comment, I move with God's timing if you are ready to cooperate with acceleration. Keep watching. Do not leave. The purpose of this speed is about to be revealed, and understanding it will protect what is coming next. What is coming to you was never meant to end with you. I am God, and I do not release increase without assignment. This blessing carries weight, not just value. It is entrusted, not merely given. I have watched how you handled lack, how you remained generous in scarcity, how you kept your heart soft when you could have grown bitter. That is why you are being positioned now, not as a consumer, but as a steward. And I, Michael, stand witness to this transfer. What is being aligned toward you is marked for impact beyond your own relief. It will touch lives you have not yet met, open doors you will not personally walk through, and plant seeds that will outlive your current season. This is legacy movement. This is why secrecy mattered. Shallow hands cannot carry what is meant to multiply quietly and endure. You may have thought the delay was about readiness to receive. It was deeper than that. It was about readiness to manage. I was shaping your discernment, your restraint, your humility. I was teaching you how not to announce everything, how not to explain yourself to those who are not assigned to your future. The blessing requires wisdom because its reach will extend further than your immediate need. If you feel a deep seriousness settle in your spirit right now, not fear, but gravity, that is confirmation. You are sensing responsibility awakening. This is not pressure, this is purpose activating. Type, I am a faithful steward in the comments if you feel it. This is not symbolic. Agreement matters. Alignment responds to spoken acknowledgement. What you receive will solve problems you prayed about, but it will also answer prayers you never heard. You will become an answer without realizing it. That is why I am elevating you quietly. Loud elevation attracts interference. Quiet elevation builds foundations. Michael is guarding this process so that what grows through you is protected from corruption, comparison, and pride. Do not shrink back from this calling. Stewardship does not mean perfection, it means obedience. You will be instructed step by step. You will not be overwhelmed. I do not release more than you can manage, and I do not abandon those I entrust. This blessing will teach you how to think generationally, how to see beyond urgency into impact. Like this message now if you understand that what is coming is bigger than comfort. Comment, I carry this with honor to seal your readiness. Keep watching. What comes next will explain why certain connections must end and why new ones are about to appear. Stay until the end, because separation and elevation are already in motion, and missing this understanding would cost clarity. What cannot go with you will not be allowed to follow you. I am God, and elevation always requires separation. Not because you are better, but because you are becoming different. Cycles that once felt familiar are ending quietly. Conversations are thinning. Certain people feel distant, not through conflict, but through misalignment. Do not grieve this. This is not loss, it is positioning. And Michael stands with authority over this transition, ensuring that nothing meant for the old season contaminates the new one. You may have noticed it already. Invitations that no longer come, interests that no longer stir you, habits that suddenly feel heavy. This is not confusion. This is clarity forming. I am removing you from environments that cannot sustain what I am about to entrust to you. Elevation requires a different atmosphere. What once tolerated you will no longer understand you. Stay with me. Do not scroll. This explanation protects your peace. I am closing loops you kept reopening out of loyalty, nostalgia, or fear of being misunderstood. Those loops were draining focus from your future. Separation is not punishment, it is precision. I am narrowing your circle so your impact can widen. Michael is severing cords that kept you tied to delay, comparison, over-explanation, approval-seeking. You are not being isolated, you are being refined. If you feel a mix of relief and sadness right now, that is confirmation. Relief because the pressure to fit is lifting. Sadness because endings still carry weight. Both can coexist without contradiction. Type, I release what cannot follow, in the comments if you feel this tension. This declaration aligns your will with what is already moving. Elevation changes access. You will notice new conversations forming, often unexpectedly. People with clarity will recognize you without long explanations. Doors will open through alignment, not striving. This is not networking, it is placement. I am positioning you among those who speak your language of purpose. Michael is guarding these introductions so they arrive without confusion or competition. Do not chase what is exiting. Do not try to bring old voices into new rooms. What belongs to you will find you when you stand where I place you. Trust the quiet shifts. Trust the narrowing. This is how focus is born. This is how legacy begins to take shape. Those who cannot see where you are going are not assigned to walk with you there. Like this message now, if you choose elevation over familiarity. Comment, I accept the new circle to seal your agreement. Keep watching. The next activation will require clarity, and clarity only comes to those who allow separation to finish its work. Stay until the end. Something irreversible is being established, and you are closer than you think. Now is the moment of activation, not observation, not analysis, participation. I am God, and when alignment reaches this point, words become instruments. What you speak now will not create what I have already approved, but it will connect you to it. Silence kept you safe before. Declaration positions you now. And I, Michael, stand ready with authority to respond to every aligned word you release in obedience. Do not rush past this. Do not scroll. This is not filler. This is instruction. Activation requires agreement. Agreement requires action. If your heart is beating a little faster, if your breath feels deeper, if your hands feel warm or your body feels unusually still, that is your signal. Heaven responds to recognition. Speak with me now, even as you read. Say this quietly or aloud where you are. I am aligned. I am ready. I receive what is released for me. Feel the shift as you say it. That is not emotion, that is connection. Now type in the comments, alignment activated. This is not symbolic. This is a marker. When you act, movement locks into place. I am breaking hesitation off your voice. I am removing the fear of sounding foolish, the fear of hoping again, the fear of being disappointed. Michael is cutting through that resistance now. You do not need to shout. Authority does not require volume. It requires agreement. Your words carry weight because of who stands behind them. Now declare this. What was delayed is released. What was blocked is cleared. What was hidden is moving. As you speak it, feel the certainty settle. If you feel pressure lift from your chest or a calm confidence rise, that is confirmation. Like this message now. Liking is not passive, it is participation. It signals readiness to receive instruction without resistance. I am asking you to stay present. Do not multitask this moment. Do not half engage. Activation responds to focus. Michael is sealing this phase, and sealing requires attention. Type, I am ready to steward what comes, in the comments if you understand the responsibility connected to what is being released. There is urgency here, not panic, but precision. Windows open and close. You are not late, you are exactly on time, but timing still requires response. Do not delay this step. Do not say you will do it later. Later dilutes momentum. Now strengthens it. If you are still reading, you are being counted among those who follow instruction to completion. This matters more than you know. Keep watching. Do not leave. The final assurance is coming, and it will settle your heart with certainty. Stay connected. More is unfolding, and what comes next confirms that what you have activated cannot be undone. Now we seal what has been spoken. This is not an ending. It is a closing of one movement and the opening of another. I am God, and sealing is an act of completion, not delay. What has been aligned, activated, accelerated, and declared now rests under protection. Gratitude is the final key, because gratitude recognizes arrival before manifestation becomes visible. And I, Michael, stand with wings spread over this ceiling, guarding what has been entrusted to you. Take a moment right now and breathe. Feel the weight lift. Feel the quiet confidence settle. This is not emotional relief, it is spiritual resolution. You stayed, you listened, you followed instruction. That matters more than you know. Many left early, many doubted midway. You did not. That alone distinguishes you. Stay with me just a little longer. Do not scroll yet. This final sealing completes the circuit. Give thanks, not because everything is already in your hands, but because everything is already decided. Say this now, quietly or aloud. Thank you for what is already done. Let gratitude move through you. If you feel warmth, peace, or a deep stillness, that is confirmation. Type, "Thank you, I receive" in the comments. Gratitude locks alignment into rest. I'm not finished speaking to you beyond this moment. This connection does not end here. What is coming will require continued clarity, continued listening, continued presence. That is why I am asking you to stay connected. More instruction is coming. More confirmation is coming. More movement is already forming. This was not a single message. It was an initiation into awareness. Michael remains assigned to you through what unfolds next. You are not walking forward uncovered. You are not guessing your way into blessing. You are being guided step by step, moment by moment. Trust will deepen. Understanding will expand. What once felt mysterious will soon feel obvious. And when it does, you will remember this moment, the moment you stayed. Like this message now as an act of praise, not habit. Comment, "I stay connected," if you are ready to continue walking in alignment. Share this if you know someone who needs to hear that unseen movements are still movements. And do not disengage from what is unfolding. Keep watching, keep listening, keep your heart open. Something more is coming sooner than you think. And because you remained until the end, you will recognize it when it arrives.